Hello, it's Christina, aka Plant Crocs. Today I'm showing you my entire plant collection. So I have 41 houseplants, and the plan is to rank them from the oldest to the newest plant. But it's not going to be how old the plant is, but how long they have been in my care. So I have divided my planty areas into 4 different areas, where the first area is a combination of the entrance of the house, the bathroom, and the bedroom. So when you first enter the house, this is the first plant you are met with, and it is a peperomia rotundifolia, and it's hanging next to the front door. So I got this plant in March 2026, which places it at number 11. And it's just sitting in this little pot with this little hanger that I made myself out of some random rope that I found. Another thing I'm thinking of doing is putting pictures of all the plants from when I got them. So, Exhibit A. And this is what it looks like now, obviously. So I'm very excited to see this grow out and fill in the space a little more. In the bathroom, I only have one plant as well, and this is it. So this is a disocactus anguliger, and I don't know how to pronounce it. And I think it also has like the nickname fishbone cactus or zigzag cactus, which suits the plant really well because it obviously has these zigzags. This plant joined the collection in March 2025, which places the plant at number 9. And this is just a really funky plant, I think, to have in the bathroom. And it's grown quite a lot, I would say. It has some weird arms where it's just like, it doesn't have any zigzags. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna cut this arm off because I think it looks weird, but we'll see. Moving on to the bedroom, we have this plant, which is the monstera Thai constellation. And this one is from April 2026, which places it at number 24. So the Thai constellation has been a wish list plant for a very long time, and I finally found one with very beautiful variegation. I think the seller called it creme brulee because of all the splashing, and it's just gorgeous. And it's also working on a new leaf right here. It's always exciting to see a variegated plant work on a new leaf because I'm so excited to see how the variegation is going to turn out. Then on the shelf above the bed, I have this plant, which is the albuca spiralis frizzle sizzle, and this joined the collection in June 2026, which places it at number 34. And this one caught my eye because of the spiraling growth. So this right here where the end is all curly, and obviously this one looks very different from when I got it to now because I obviously have cut it down. And the reason for that is because when it arrived in the mail, it was very hot outside and the plant really didn't do well in the heat, so everything was just looking really sad when it arrived, and I just decided to chop it down and start it over. So this is going to be very exciting to see grow out again. I'm hoping it will give me a lot of new growth, so we'll see. Now the next planty area that I'm going to show you is my IKEA Milsbo greenhouse cabinet, which you can actually see in the background. And I have seen people have a lot of plants in these cabinets, but as of right now, I only have 7. So the first plant I'm going to show you from the cabinet is this anthurium pallidiflorum. And I got this in April 2026, which places it at number 17. And this arrived to me as a little baby seedling, and it's been doing really, really well in the cabinet, and every leaf that I get is bigger than the last. And I'm just very excited to see this plant grow into a big plant. Next one is this little tiny alocasia melo albo. So this one I got in April 2026, which places it at number 16. And I am very proud of this because it is the first corm that I have successfully grown to a plant. And this is what it's looking like currently. So obviously you can't really tell what it's gonna look like yet, but I have seen pictures of this plant and it immediately won my heart. Next up, we have this anthurium, Queen of Hearts. And this one arrived also in April 2026, which places it at number 23. So for plants that are from the same month and year, I do have specific dates for all of my plants, and that's how I give them these specific rankings. But this one I love because of its heart-shaped leaves and the dark foliage, and it's working on a new leaf that's slowly sizing up. Next up, we've got this begonia rex escargot. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And I got this in May 2026, which places it at 31. And this is my first and only begonia plant because I wanted to get into the world of begonias. And this one just caught my eye at a big box store with these shiny, beautiful silver leaves. Next up, we have this ctenanthe marrantifolia golden mosaic. And this one arrived the same day as the begonia, so May 2026, which places it at number 32. And this one really has given me trouble since I bought it. Because as you can see, it has this curled up leaf, and this one I need to chop off. There we go. And as soon as it came into my house, all of the leaves started curling up like this. I tried increasing the watering, I tried decreasing the watering, but none of it helped. I also repotted it into a bigger pot, and that did not help either. And then it occurred to me that maybe it wanted higher humidity. So I put it in the cabinet, and these 3 leaves here went back to normal. So this is just a plant that's gonna live in my cabinet, I guess. Which is fine. Next up, we have the anthurium luxurians, and I got this in April 2026, which places it at number 22. And the lux is just a really gorgeous plant because of the leaf texture. I just love this plant so much. And it's working on a new leaf right here, so that's very exciting. The last plant in the cabinet is the anthurium veitchii, and this one I also got in April 2026, which places it at number 21. This is probably my biggest anthurium, and this is the newest leaf. It's still sizing up and hardening off. And this is just such a special plant for like the ribs, I guess. I don't know what to call these. And it's such an interesting plant. The next planty area in the house is the living room. So starting off with the plant that is sitting on top of the greenhouse cabinet, we have the beaucarnea recurvata, and in Danish we have a nickname for it as the elephant foot. And I don't know if you also call it that in English, but I got this plant in June 2022, which places this plant at number 3. And I have like a weird love-hate relationship with this plant because it takes up so much space even though it's a tiny plant still. This is obviously from the ranking one of my oldest plants. And I've been to a house where they had a huge one. I think they said they had it for like 18 years and it started out tiny like this one when I bought it. So I just thought it would be fun to see this one grow slowly. That is why I love this plant, because I do love the look of them when they're older and mature. This one is a CZ raven plant, and I got this in March 2025, which places it at number 8. So this is new growth, and it comes in green, and then slowly it will turn black like the rest of the plant. You can actually kind of tell, like, this was completely neon green when it came out, but it started getting this black vein, and the edges are turning dark as well. And I think you can tell better on this one. So that's just really fascinating, and I love this plant. This one is my Cebu Blue Pothos, and I got this in March 2025, which places it at number 10. This one, I don't really know what to think of. Like, I love a full and bushy Cebu Blue, but I just feel like mine isn't there. I don't know. Like, I took a bunch of cuttings of it not too long ago. I rooted them in water, and then I put them back into the pot so that the pot is full of baby cuttings. And I hope that they will grow out so that it's more bushy down here as well, because I do have this hanging from the side of my bookshelf, and I would really love a full and bushy trailing Cebu Blue. Then we have this beauty, which is a domino variegated peace lily, and I got this in April 2026, which places it at number 26. And I love a classic peace lily, but I was at my favorite plant nursery here in Denmark, and this one just caught my eye immediately. And I switched my regular peace lily out with this one. I just think it's so stunning. Like, look at these leaves. They're so pretty, and I've seen a lot of variegated peace lilies, but this one really caught my eye because of how much variegation there is on this one. And not too long ago, it also gave me a flower. This one is a big favorite. This one is a Dracaena fragrance Warnicki, and I got this in March 2026, which places it at number 14. I did have a, what's it called, Dracaena marginata, and I loved the growth pattern on it, but I didn't love the leaves. So I switched it out to this one, and I did get this as a baby plant, so it doesn't really have the tree-like effect yet. But I am hoping to get this to a big tree-looking like plant. This next one is the Alocasia Tiny Dancer Variegated, and I got this in April 2026. Which places it at number 25. And when I first laid my eyes on a tiny dancer, I really wanted one of those, but I waited, and I'm very happy I waited because this one popped up in my favorite plant nursery here in Denmark, and I just knew I had to get this instead of a regular one because this is variegated, and I didn't know you could get this plant variegated. So this is the newest leaf, and it's gorgeous. Most of the older leaves are just plain green like this, but then a little bit of variegation came back, and then it gave me 3 all white leaves in a row, and that made me a little nervous. But this is the newest leaf, and there's green on it, and there's a new little leaf right here, and that is very green. So yeah, I don't know what to expect from this plant anymore, but it is fun, and it's such a cute plant with long stems and tiny leaves, and I just love the look of this one. Next up, we have this Euphorbia lactea white ghost. And I got this in May 2026, which places it at number 29. I got it as a cutting, and I just rooted it up in soil. You can see the roots down here at the bottom. So it worked. And it is putting out some new growth right here at the top. I don't know much about this plant, so I don't know if it's like new arms or whatever. Guess we'll have to see. Next up, we have the Syningia leucotricha. I don't know. And I got this in April 2026, which places it at number 19. This one is a caudex plant, and it has the softest and fuzziest leaves I've ever seen, but mine doesn't really do a lot for me. Maybe it's because I got it when the plant had already sprouted from this bulb here, or maybe it's because there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stems coming from the same bulb, and the ones that I've seen grow like really fussy and has given flowers, there's only like at maximum 3 stems, and I think maybe next year I have to cut it down so that it's only like 1 or 2 stems. I don't know. I'll have to experiment with this one. This next plant is the Hoya compacta Mauna Loa, and I got this in April 2026, which places it at number 28. And this is just a tiny cutting that I got, and it already had roots, so I just potted it into a little pot. And I think after having it for a month or 2, I saw that the roots weren't covered with the soil. So yeah, I had to reroot it, and recently I potted it into a slightly bigger pot, and I made sure the roots are covered this time. So hopefully it will give me some new growth soon. Then we have this little plant, which is my Schlumbergera truncata variegated. I think it's also called a Thanksgiving cactus, but we don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Denmark, so I'm just gonna call it a Schlumbergera. Editing Christina here, I forgot to rank this plant. So I got this plant in April 2026, which places it at number 18. This is also one of these plants where I love the regular one, but I knew there was a variegated version, so I definitely wanted that instead. And I finally got one, and it has been growing quite well, I would say. I am a little concerned though, because all of the new growth is completely white, as you can see. So I guess we'll have to see if it can survive being all white. This next plant I am not going to bring here because it's too heavy and too big, I think. But it is my snake plant, and this is from July 2021, which places it at number 1. So this is my oldest plant, and it is the first plant that I bought when I moved out into my first apartment. So this is the plant that started everything for me and made me love plants and made me collect plants. And it has also survived all of my mental health struggles and all of the ups and downs that this plant collection has had. So this one is probably going to stay with me forever. This one I'm going to stand up for because it's so long. But this is my Cleistocactus colademinonis, also known as monkey tail cactus. And I've had this since July 2024, which places it at number 7. And this is just such a cool plant. But it is a fuzzy and kind of soft cactus. And it also just bloomed for me, which is very exciting. This is the second time it's blooming within like a month or 2. But yeah, I'm gonna hang this back because it is dropping some spines and I can feel them in my fingers. And the last plant in the living room is the Hoya linearis, which I got in April 2026, which places it at number 15. This is one of the plants that I'm most excited to see grow out because I got this as small little cuttings and put them together in this pot. This one is just growing so fast, and all of the other cuttings are trying to catch up. Then I also have 2 small cuttings here that started a bit late, but they are also growing now. The last planty area that I'm going to show you is my plant shelf, which is placed in the corner of the living room. And the first plant on that shelf is this one, which is the Gasteria Little Warty. And I've had this plant since August 2021, which places it at number 2. So this is obviously my second oldest plant in my collection, and I just think it's such a fascinating plant. The name suits it very well as well, because it does look like and feel like there's a bunch of little warts on it, and it's just fascinating. Then we have the Pilea peperomioides mojito, and I got this in April 2026, which places it at number 20. And I did have a regular Pilea before, but I switched it out for this one because I do love the leaf shape and the growth pattern, but having it with this kind of splash variegation on, I think just looks so much better. It also has a bunch of pups. Either I'm gonna keep them in here or I'm gonna take them out and make small plants out of it. It's not that old yet, so I'm just gonna let them be for now. The next plant is this Hoya Matilde Splash, and I got this in July 2026, which places it at number 35. And this one I rooted up and potted into here not too long ago, and it's already pushing out all of these little baby leaves and even a new stem down here that also has some baby leaves on it. Then we have my philodendron Birkin that I got in March 2026, which places it at number 13. And I just thought this pot was so cute. I got this from a friend and I just wanted to pop a little plant in here, and I had this philodendron Birkin that I thought would look perfect in this pot, and I just love how this looks. Then we have this Tephrocarpus geometricus that I got in July 2024, which places it at number 5. So this is like a little cactus that is formed like a little ball, and it grows new balls on top of it. So this is just a fascinating little cactus, and I got it when it was only this ball. I can't figure out how to grow it well because it looks like these balls, they emerge and then they stop growing at some point. So I don't really get what I'm doing wrong. I'll have to figure that out. Then we have this Hoya pollinara outer variegated, and this one I got in April 2026, which places it at number 27. And this one has such a beautiful leaf shape. I got it when it only had 2 leaves down here. One has yellowed off and fallen off, but since then it's given me this pair of leaf, this pair of leaf, this pair of leaf, and now it's giving me 2 more baby leaves. I've seen some pictures of this plant as a full pot, and it's just gorgeous, and I'm so excited to see how mine is gonna look. So yeah, love this. Then we have this one, which is my Coleus scotellarioides, and I got this in May 2026, which places it at number 30. This one means so much to me because it was the last internship I was at, and the person that I shared an office with had this plant, and she gave me a tiny cutting for my last day there, and I got it as like the smallest little cutting, so I think it's turning out so beautiful. But it is a very thirsty plant, so I am constantly watering this, and it is also in like the tiniest little pot, so I do have to repot this soon. Then we have this one. It is my epipremnum pinnatum marble, and I got it in March 2026, which places it at number 12. I'm not gonna say too much about this one because it's nothing. Like, it is basically nothing. I got this as a cutting without roots. I think I rooted it for too long because it started giving new growth while being propped in water. So the leaves rotted. I decided to just take it out of the water propagation and pop it into some soil because it did have a long root system. So I'm hoping it will give me some growth at some point. Then we have this pinguicula. I don't know what type it is. It's a very common one, I think. This one I got in June 2024, which places it at number 6. I'm not really into pinguiculas, like the rare kinds. I just like to keep this plant for fungus gnats because it does get a lot of them. And now that it's split, I am going to repot this into another glass container that I have and put it somewhere else where I have a lot of plants, because they are very nice to have around plants because they will catch a lot of the fungus gnats. Then we have my booby cactus. And this one I got in July 2024, which places it at number 6. And I have always loved the look of a booby cactus, but I'm not too happy about my own. I got it when it was grown up to here, and it's a lot thicker down here at the bottom, but it didn't have any roots when I got it. So when I popped it into soil to root it, it started giving me this thinner growth. I don't mind the thinner growth. I just think it looks wonky when it's going from this thick bottom to this thinner growth. I think I am going to chop it around here, root this part, pop it into this booby pot that I thrifted, and then I'm going to keep the bottom part to get baby booby cactus or baby booby cacti. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I think this has a lot of potential to be nicer looking. This is the Hoya hoshkaliana in a variegated, and I got this in June 2026, which places it at number 33. And this is just a really beautiful plant that I wanted to have and wanted to grow out into a lush, beautiful trailing plant. That's the last plant on that shelf. Now we're gonna move down to the shelf below it. And we're starting off with this Phrixalis paradoxa major. And I got this in July 2026, which places it at number 36. And this is just a trailing succulent, and I really love the shape of these arms. I am going to repot it into a hanging pot, and I'm going to place it in the window next to the Hoya linearis. Next up, we have this sad looking Syngonium chiapense variegated. This one I got in July 2026, which places it at number 41. So it is the latest plant to join the collection. This has been like the top wish list plant for me for a very long time, and I finally found one, and I think it got stressed out moving into my home, also because I have it in ambient humidity, and I don't think it likes that. But I did not want to put it in the cabinet immediately. I do like to put my plants in quarantine before I place them anywhere else in the house. It does have some beautiful variegation on the leaves, but because it's brown so much on the other leaves, I think I am going to chop it up. Also because I do like when there are multiple plants in a pot when it comes to Syngoniums. And then I am going to pop it in the cabinet for higher humidity to see how it does in there. And I know the plant is sitting next to other plants, but it is sitting next to other plants from the same nursery from the same date. So all of the plants on that shelf is in quarantine together. Next plant is this Alocasia longiloba purple. And as I said, the entire shelf is from the same date. So this is also from July 2026, which places it at number 38. This one I wanted to add to the collection because of these long, beautiful leaves with the purple color and the purple veins. I'm pretty sure Alocasia longilobas can get pretty big, so that is my goal for this plant. And there is already a new leaf coming in right here. So that is very exciting. Next plant is this alocasia clipeolata, or green shield, I think it's also called. This is also from July 2026, which places it at number 37. While I've had it, it has given me this new leaf that is still hardening off and sizing up. This was the latest leaf when I got it, and I just think this has such a striking green color, and I love these dark veins that gives this really cool contrast on the leaves. It looks like this is the oldest leaf that is just yellowing off. I'm gonna cut that off when it is more yellow or dried off completely. Then we have this philodendron Florida Ghost, which is also from July 2026, which places it at number 40. And this is a beautiful philodendron. The leaf comes in all white and then it slowly starts turning green. When all of these plants are done with their quarantine, I am going to put this philodendron on a moss pole. And then the last plant in my collection is the philodendron petersiae, and it is also from July 2026, which places it at number 39. And I love this philodendron because of its long strappy leaves, and I love the wavy look on these leaves. So this is also a philodendron that when it's done in quarantine, I am going to repot it with a moss pole to size up the leaves and just have it looking gorgeous. It is so pretty. I love plants with long strappy leaves, which is also why I am so excited for my pallidiflorum to get bigger. So that was my entire collection, and as I mentioned in my previous video, which was my welcome/introduction video to this channel is going to have a lot of videos with different kinds of plant content, which is going to consist of repots and progress videos and plant chores, plant hauls for whenever I'm bringing in new plants or buying new plant supplies, and maybe even some plant styling in my different planty areas that you have now seen. So if this channel sounds like something for you, I hope you will consider subscribing. And either way, I wish you an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!